Inside Rio, the 62-meter super yacht that feels like summer all year. Picture dropping anchor off St. Barths or in a quiet bay in the Bahamas. The water is that ridiculous turquoise, the sun is starting to drop, and then this 62-meter yacht slides into view. White hull, sporty lines, sharp bow. But what really hits you is the energy on board. Bright cushions, tropical colors, a beach club glowing at water level. It feels less like a formal billionaire palace and more like a five-star family resort that somehow learned how to float. That's Rio. Built by CRN in Italy and delivered in 2022, Rio is a 62-meter, 203-foot custom super yacht with a very specific mission: make people happy. Not just impressed, not just jealous. Actually happy. The whole concept was built around playful, tropical vibes and a layout that works for real families and close friends, not just stiff cocktail parties. By the end of this video, I'm going to put real numbers on what it costs to buy and run this good mood machine. And one of those numbers will probably stick in your head the next time you complain about your electricity bill. For now, welcome back to Luxury Living Detective. Let's step on board Rio. A 62-meter smile from CRN. On paper, Rio is a serious piece of hardware. From bow to stern, she measures about 62 meters, roughly 203 feet, with a beam of 11.2 meters and a draft just over 3.1 meters. Inside, that adds up to around 1,218 gross tons of volume spread across 4 decks, which is a lot of space for a yacht in this size class. She rides on a full displacement steel hull with an aluminum superstructure and teak decks, built at CRN's Ancona shipyard as a completely custom project. The exterior comes from Omega Architects, who gave her that sporty, slightly automotive profile with a plumb bow and long flowing lines. The interior is by Pulina Exclusive Interiors, and this is where Rio really leans into her name. Instead of the usual beige-on-beige billionaire minimalism, the designers went full tropical. Think bold colors, rich textures, and playful details inspired by the animated movie Rio and by real Brazilian and Amazonian motifs. There's even a custom art panel near the owner's area painted with jungle wildlife. It's the kind of interior that makes you smile when you walk in, which is rare at this level of money. Guest-wise, Rio typically welcomes up to 12 people in 6 cabins. An owner's suite, 2 VIPs, 2 doubles, and a twin. Around 15 crew members keep everything moving behind the scenes. That's a very healthy crew-to-guest ratio, and it's a big reason this yacht feels effortless for the people on board. Power, range, and quiet, clever engineering. Underneath the bright cushions and colorful fabrics, Rio is pure engineering. She's powered by twin Caterpillar 3512C Acert diesel engines, each delivering a little over 1,600 horsepower. Together they push her to a top speed of about 15 knots. That's not record-breaking, but for a 62-meter steel yacht with this kind of volume, it's exactly where you want to be. Fast enough to reposition overnight, calm enough to keep the champagne where it belongs. Her sweet spot is an economical cruising speed of around 12 knots. At that pace, with roughly 140,000 liters of fuel in her tanks, Rio can stretch out to around 4,500 nautical miles. In real-world terms, that's a solid transatlantic range or a full season of island hopping in the Med or Caribbean without constantly hunting for fuel docks. One of the most interesting technical flexes on Rio is something you don't see in drone shots. Her engines are IMO Tier 3 compliant, cutting nitrogen oxide emissions by around 70% compared to older setups. It's not a fully green yacht, but it's a smarter, cleaner version of traditional diesel power. From my point of view, this is exactly where the next decade of large yachts is headed, quietly dialing down the smoke while keeping the luxury dial locked on maximum. Stabilizers handle the role both underway and at anchor, and like any serious charter machine at this level, she has the usual toys: advanced nav systems, redundant systems in the engine room, and enough backup everything that guests never have to think about what's happening below the waterline. Life on board, beach club, Hamam and color everywhere. The real magic of Rio is how she feels when you forget the specs and just live on board. Down at water level, the stern opens into a beach club that doubles as a wellness zone. You step through from the swim platform into a space with a hammam, shower, massage area, and a lounge wrapped in fun, tropical colors. There are even custom poofs shaped like starfish. It sounds like a small detail, but it tells you everything about the brief. This yacht was built for joy, not just for Instagram. From there, you move up to the main deck aft, where a big lounge flows directly into the main saloon through sliding glass doors. Inside, Pulina's interior mixes crisp white walls with vivid accents: turquoise, coral, jungle greens, plus textured panels and layered lighting. It feels like a high-end coastal hotel, but with more personality and fewer strangers. Forward on the main deck, the owner's suite enjoys full beam views, a private office or lounge space, and a big bathroom that's closer to a spa than a normal ensuite. Large windows cut deep into the hull bring in a ton of natural light, so you're never very far from the sea visually, even when you're inside. Higher up, the upper decks stack more lounges, a gym, alfresco dining areas, and a big jacuzzi with views that go on forever. There's an elevator threading the decks together, which is a small luxury on paper, but a huge one when you're doing just one more sunset drink or moving kids, grandparents, and guests between levels all day long. For charter guests, the layout hits a sweet balance. Plenty of places for everyone to gather, and enough separate zones that people can disappear with a book, a laptop, or a drink, and feel like they have the boat to themselves. Money talk: what Rio really costs. Now, let's talk about the part that separates the dreamers from the people who actually sign the wire transfers. Rio is one of the newer 60-plus meter yachts on the market, and recent brokerage talk has put her asking price in the neighborhood of the low to mid €50 million range. Translate that into US dollars, and you're looking at something around 60 million, give or take, depending on the day's exchange rate. In the superyacht world, there's a brutal little rule of thumb. Expect to spend about 10% of the yacht's value every year just on running costs. Apply that to a $60 million yacht, and you get something like $6 million a year just to keep Rio alive as a functioning, safe, fully crewed luxury machine. Break that down over, say, 60 to 70 days of real owner use a year, and you're staring at a six-figure daily burn rate. Narrow it down again, and you are very comfortably into five-figure territory for every single hour the yacht is on, lit, cooled, staffed, fueled, and stocked. That's before you add in toys, special events, or major refits. For the rest of us, there's charter. Public charter rates for Rio start around €560,000 or dollars per week, plus expenses, and can climb higher in peak season. By the time you add fuel, food, dockage, local taxes, and tips, a week on board can easily push toward the 700,000-plus zone. One family vacation on Rio is a nice apartment in a major city. Rio versus the rest of the fleet. Rio doesn't try to outmuscle giants like Dilbar or eclipse on pure size. Instead, she plays a smarter game in the 60-meter class. She's big enough to offer all the toys: a proper beach club and spa zone, hammam, gym, elevator, jacuzzi, bright saloons, and generous decks for dining and parties. But she's still compact enough to slide into the best anchorages, hop between islands quickly, and keep operating costs in a different universe from the 100-meter monsters. What really sets her apart, at least in my view, is the mood. A lot of big yachts are impressive, but slightly cold. Rio feels warm, playful, and genuinely fun. The design language says vacation more than board meeting, and that's a big part of why she's become such a popular charter boat so fast. Your turn. Where would you go first on Rio? Now I want to bring you into this story. If someone handed you one fully paid-for week on Rio, what would your first move be? Would you head straight down to the beach club and live between the Hamam and the sea for a day? Claim the jacuzzi on the upper deck and watch tenders come and go below you? Take over the main saloon and turn it into your own private tropical lounge? Or just find a quiet corner on deck, sit down, and try to process the idea that every hour on board costs more than most people's monthly rent? Tell me in the comments what you would do first on Rio and who you'd bring with you. I really do read what you write, and your ideas help decide which yachts, jets, mansions, and luxury toys we break down next here on Luxury Living Detective. If this deep dive into Rio gave you a better feel for what modern, playful super yacht luxury looks like, tap the like button so YouTube knows to send you more of these breakdowns. And if you're new here and you love super yachts, private jets, mega mansions, and real billionaire lifestyles, hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. If you want to go even deeper and support the channel at the same time, you can join the channel using the Join button and become part of our inner circle of luxury-obsessed viewers. And if this video made you dream bigger, or maybe laugh nervously at that $6 million a year running cost, you can also use Super Thanks to directly support the channel and help us keep bringing you the wildest stories from the world of ultra-luxury. Thanks for watching Luxury Living Detective. I'll see you in the next video, where we unlock another piece of the luxury universe that most people only ever see from far away.